Okay, we should be live on YouTube. Nice. So, welcome everyone. This is the release working group call. Today is the November 17, 2022. And we're here with a small agenda for today. But before that, do anyone have any announcements, anything they want to share? If not, we can just start with the regular agenda here. We have this first item, which is the release plan for version 19. So yeah, Richard, did everything work well yesterday? I kind of noticed there was an announcement in the build, like about some migration happening, like
Yes.
and
So two of the some of the test machines for the ARM platform were migrated from one data facility to another at Equinix. That migration is completed, though the servers are back up and running builds, and as far as I know, everything is okay. So that's completed now. That's good. There was a 19 release earlier in the week that Raphael did. That
yeah.
was done. He got the builds out before those machines went offline for migration, so it wasn't affected with that. So that went out.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think it was release 19.1.0.
Yeah,
that went out. Yeah, early this week. So that's great. Great to hear. So yeah, and the next one here, maybe I can share my agenda, especially for the schedule. It's always helpful. Let me share the window here. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Is it and it's the right window with the 19?
It's got schedule? The 19 schedule, yes.
Yeah.
And it's readable.
Awesome.
Can you refresh it? If you refresh the browser. See.
Oh, yay. There we go. Yeah, there's a Danielle there. Okay, so this is the thing I wanted to talk about though. Do we really want to schedule a release for like the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve? That was
that's a good point.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Yeah, we probably we probably don't want to. So maybe the week of New Year's, although I did just sign up for 16 for week of New Year's too. So that Tuesday, I think it was the 3rd of January.
Right.
So maybe we can put both on that day, just kind of like as the first couple releases of the year. I don't know,
right.
What thoughts?
And then you still like to
do both? Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be fine.
Okay. Okay, so let me change this here. So it's going to be the 3rd, right?
Yeah.
I can do the previous one. I'll work on the previous
3rd.
one. Yeah, that one.
Awesome. And it's is your username again, Juan?
That one.
Awesome. Okay, so that's good. That's good for 19. Then we already have quite a few planned ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have much coverage on the build front over Christmas. So
yes.
I think avoiding that week would be good.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I know we have a few other ones here, but what if we shuffle it around? Let's maybe tackle all the release schedule first, and then we can talk about if there is anything to talk about these other two issues there. So yeah, 18. Let me open that one. 18, how's it looking like? Oh, so we do have a scheduled here for the end of the month. And then is it going to be, the cadence, is it 4 weeks or it's every 4 weeks, right?
If you want to
complete
for ActiveNode.js, it tends to, we just tend to put a date in per month and aim for around 1 a month, and then it's just flexible within that based on people's availability. Like, I'm sure it's completely fine if that gets pushed into the start of December, or as long as it's not like riding up to straight to the holidays, like any time in that window would be good to get.
Yeah.
I could maybe do that one too, the one on 11/29. If no one else could do it, I just, yeah, I think, yeah, go ahead and put my name down. And then if for some reason I'm like, oh no, I can't do this, then I'll just let y'all know.
Right. Okay. So let me update it here with your name on it. Okay. Yeah, and then we have this tentative here for.
I can do it. I can do it.
You can do it? Oh, great. Okay. Schedules are getting. let me. I wanted to actually leave an open one here at the end. So this is going to be February, like 28th, like that. I'm doing this real quick. If you wanna, if anyone wants to just validate the dates later and correct it, feel free to. I might be getting some of these dates wrong here. Just trying to count the number of weeks between them. Okay, so 16. Those 16. We still schedule, or now it's only if we have security issues?
It's in maintenance, but we do have some things to learn. I mean, we haven't merged the OpenSSL 111. Are we on S now? I think the PR was opened, but it wasn't a security update, so it's just a regular OpenSSL update. But we probably do want to merge it before like the next security update from OpenSSL. So I think I've put my name down for the next.
Yeah, you have your name here, right?
Yeah, there is some
like
other stuff that there is some other stuff I've seen that can land. So I'll aim towards the beginning of December for that one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then yeah, okay. So 16 would probably not trying to not land any minor. Or I mean, it's more like push based, I'd say, like people actually
It's more push based, or something that we feel. So I'm looking at maybe the OpenSSL update, and then probably there's a time zone update, which I don't think has gone out in current yet, but I'm hoping maybe would have gone out in current by the time I get around to doing the 16. But again, the time zone things, it'll be good to update it, but it's not disastrous that it doesn't go out in the next few weeks, I think.
Sure. Yeah, and then 14, is it still, what state is 14 now?
14 is in maintenance. It's in a similar state to 16, so it would also need the OpenSSL update at some point. We would need a separate backport for the time zone thing, which I could possibly do if I find some time to look at that. And I don't know if there's anything else still pending for 14. I think there may have been 1 or 2 backports open, but again, I don't think
which year?
I can't remember. I think they were like, I can't remember. It could have been 14 or 16. I think someone did open a backport PR, and I can't remember what it was for.
Right. So this one, there is a spot here, right? Oh, and this one went out, Danielle?
Yeah, we're on 421.1, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, Daniel did one the week the same week the OpenSSL update came out. The sort of just
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So what is the current version is 21?
I think it's 14.21.1 or 2.
Yes, it's 14.21. Really quick. That's right. I remember now.
Well, yeah, in case
Okay,
you
so it was
bother to update.
1421 0, then 1421 1 went out, and so yeah, so the next one will be 1421 2.
Right. Yeah, and then the 21 1 was the security.
Yeah, the
Really?
21 one was the security release.
Right. Who did it?
I did that one. It was on the 4th of November, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to make this as updated as possible. But then the next one here can just.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was 4th. It was 4th November. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
It was a Friday.
Right. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So if anyone wants to put their name on for whatever, whenever is going to be next 14, it might end up being just next year, right? Depending on the state. Or I guess it depends also, like you said, Richard, if there is any open PR and there is any volunteers for maybe putting together one.
I'll see how the 16 goes. If the 16 one isn't too much work, I might pick up the 14 as well.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, I'll leave it open for now. So, okay, so that's it for schedules. That's good. That's good. And then we have the plans for NPM 9. What's going on there? Okay, I think I saw the latest activity here. Matteo was basically asking like for a better description of the breaking changes so that they can properly list that, like, and whenever it lands on Node.js, like it can be well called out or anything that might be a breaking change for users.
Right, would you mind panning up to the schedule that Darcy posted? I think it had a date in here with his comments. Maybe just the one above where you are, I think.
Okay,
right.
Okay. Here.
I don't think I've seen the PR to update Node.
They've got regular PRs, but they're all the PRs that are being opened automatically by the bot, or maybe they're triggering them to open by the bot, but they keep replacing them. So there was like a 911 and then that was closed and then the 912 was opened or something like that.
Right.
But they're sort of very there's stuff in the sort of description, but it's all behind twisties for each version of NPM, and it's because it's mounting up. There's lots of them, but it's all sort of changes for. It's got the same problem that we have with our change logs, where it's a list of changes and not obvious. So much as to what it means for users. Yeah.
I guess my question is, like they opened the PR around that time when they tagged all the versions as latest. Is there a reason none of those have landed, or do we need to, like, are we trying to land those, or are we waiting for, like, some updates from then?
I think people might just have been way too hands off, scared of, like, but I think we should just work to get them landed, right? Like, so that we can avoid this ever increasing PR.
It's almost like we need to just go ask NPM, like, look, are you ready for this to land if it passes the test in CI? And if they say yes, we just need to we just land it. But I don't know if that's the intent right now, or whether it was like things are still baking and they're just opening the PRs as draw, you know. So it'd be good to clarify,
Yeah.
want this on main soon, and if so, we can merge.
Yeah,
there's definitely a PR open. There always seems to be a PR open. It's just it does get replaced from time to time. And I have seen runs being kicked off for them. So including I think Citron runs. So someone's been looking at tests, or at least starting them.
Yeah, I can definitely volunteer to reach out to the NPM folks and see if it's in a good shape to land.
And I
if they
think
are okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
is it Luke has been labeling them as like don't backport like to the LTS.
Yeah, I think
so on the
Luke has
PRs they're being labeled to not backport them,
Yeah.
so they don't automatically go back into the LTS lines.
Right. So yeah, I can sync with them and see,
Yeah.
check if they feel like it's ready to land, at least in the main branch. And
Because I think
then, yeah, I think it's more manageable to be, handling every version as a new PR and just keep landing them. And eventually when we feel like it's time to bring them into the release, we just land it in 19.
I think in the last meeting we were reasonably comfortable, if the NPM team were comfortable with it, that to put it into the current release.
Mhm.
And then
When is it? Yeah, according to the timeline here, when is the?
well they would
Yeah.
so well
after GA.
it was the one above it, isn't it? The PRs were open to land in Maine. I mean the date above that is Wednesday the 9th, which was last week.
Yeah, but then
So-
I mean the timeline here where they think it's safe to, from what I understand here, when I think
Yeah.
it's safe to land in 19 would be like the first week of December. But again, I can sync and see like, okay, is this still true? Like, are you feeling comfortable?
I think we did have a brief discussion that once it had landed on main, we would gain more value from shipping it sooner in 19 because no one aside from collaborators are really building from main, so we get more feedback, and opening the between 19 and 18 would probably give us more value in terms of figuring out how stable it is, how breaking it is, than keeping it on main. But until the PR lands on main, we can have that discussion if we want to move that earlier, but it's not landed on.
But it's probably worth having that sync with the NPM team, and if they feel it's ready to land on main, we try and get other collaborators to review it. So for example, if Matteo still has some concerns over like release notes and stuff, indicate that PR is now open and reviews can be left on that PR, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, that can also be a thing. But talking about which, do we want to highlight all these possible breaking changes or notable changes, like in our changelog, like in some way?
Yes, for sure. Yep.
Right. Yeah, I think that was Mattheo's idea when he was commenting about it. I just want to confirm everyone here is okay with that.
It would give us something to put in the changelogs.
Yeah.
instead of sitting around scratching our heads, wondering what's notable and not, and having to write stuff.
Well, there's also like from the optics, if people see a major version suddenly drop in, we want to put a lot of effort into explaining, these are the breaking changes. This is why, we don't think they should break the world, kind of thing, and just give you as much information as possible.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to add? If not, we can go to the last item here. What is this one?
I don't know if this needs to be on the agenda. Well, there is one action, and the action is in our major release guide. We just write something down to say, 3 or 4 months before the release, do a call for the new major release stewards. I think we discussed trying to have 2 of them. We just need to write it down somewhere, I think. I don't think it makes sense to try and plan these things years in advance because no one knows what they're working on, like for me at least next week, let alone, next year.
Yes.
like closer to the time when the work starts needing to be happen, we just need to have the conversation to see who is available, who can volunteer, and ideally have 2 people so we have backups and more knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, sounds great. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to maybe leave it open, close it when that action item is done. Just as a reminder, if we haven't done it
Yeah,
yet.
the issue can stay open, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it needs to be discussed in the agenda each month. Sorry.
Cool. Okay. So that brings us to the end of the agenda here. So, do anyone have anything else they wanted to talk about? Otherwise, we can just finish early here. Okay. Well, thank you all for attending. And well, will we have this call on December? We'll probably will, right?
With gifts and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I see you all again next month before 23.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
That's good.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.